It's about 8:40 p.m. in Texas here, January 1st, and I'm sitting in my car outside my apartments in the parking lot. I just finished just a brief, small workout in the gym. I am 34 years old. I'm in fellowship training for my child and adolescent psychiatry career. So I completed my psychiatry residency, general training, and now I'm in my first year of child and adolescent, which I love. I always wanted to work with kids. I knew I was going to work with kids, or at least I knew I would be good at that. And I love it. Like I said, it brings the most meaning to me in this life. But it's a little bizarre that on a day off like today, I'm just waiting for work to start up again. And bizarre is not the right word. It's more, I don't know, there's a word for it, but it's escaping me right now. But when you're surrounded by people who are either beginning their lives, personal lives outside of work, or are already on that journey and enjoying it and thriving, and they're all itching to leave work, and they share an equal passion for work as you do, it does tend to elicit some form of emptiness. And it's not all that simple. It's not a unilateral etiology that has led me to making this video sitting in my car at night. I'm pretty depressed. And I've struggled with depression for a long time. It started in late high school, early college. It's one of the reasons I actually went into psychiatry. And I'm eternally grateful for some of the depressive episodes I've endured, because, once you get out of them, the introspection that you are compelled to undergo can be particularly riveting, in the sense that, again, riveting, not the right word, particularly insightful, and lend you toward growing as an individual and allowing you to endure other hardships. Not necessarily with greater ease, but certainly with greater familiarity, which in a sense makes it a little easier, in that some elements of it are predictable. I spent the majority of my 20s sort of wasting my life away after I'll say a family member of mine, very close sibling, got really, really sick mentally, and then fell down some crack and just never got out, where he's now stuck in a perpetual cycle of binge drinking and going through delirium tremens and getting suicidal and nearly dying. And it's been happening to a very severe degree like that for almost 20 years now. So about 17 years that I've been dealing with this. I don't even know how he's still alive, to be honest with you, but it definitely flipped my life upside down, and my family got pretty badly shattered and fractured. I mean, we're all still technically together, but I mean, there's just a bunch of shells of human beings in my family now, with my sibling being clearly just a husk. I hold to the belief that he died a long time ago. Now it's just more of a mechanical life that's being lived, physiologically. And I've been taking care of him for about the last year, and it's taken a toll on me for sure. Beyond that, it's a little strange. I thought once I would be free of the burden of caring for him, which I did in order to alleviate the burden of guilt I had for not taking care of him. And if I may take a slight tangent in return, I did everything I could in this last year for him, and nothing helped. So now I know that there's really nothing left that I can do. So, in anticipating the burden being lifted by means of my very elderly and sick parents taking him in, I think I forgot what to do in life outside of that. I just forgot. Um, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how people even have interests, passions. And but it'll sound like I don't really mean what I say, because I earlier told you that I do love what I do, and that's for sure. Thank God that I love my job. My goodness, I mean, that's huge. And I do not downplay it by any means. It's if I couldn't do this, I'd be having a very different conversation right now. That being said, it's almost like I've been living behind glass, and I see people who are genuinely motivated to live. They make plans, like yesterday and today, New Year's plans. I've seen people going out, and I just don't have any of that. Nothing. And I've occasionally dipped into it to see if it'll elicit something, and it's just nothing. I'm just sort of there, physically present, and just observing all these people who are just tethered in a very nice way to this life and extracting joy where they could. I can't squeeze a drop out of anything. And I used to love video games, and I still play them, but it's like so vestigial now. I am playing 20-year-old games because I have a memory of enjoying them, because I just cannot even get into anything new. Like, nothing. It almost like games have turned into a chore. Like, oh my gosh, the amount of learning you have to do, all the dialogue and a lot of these multiplayer games that I used to love, like now it's just so much going on the screen, visual noise and battle passes and this and that, and once you jump in, there's so much that you've missed. I don't have the motivation to learn how to play all these games, so that's one part, and the other is I just don't really enjoy them anyway. I used to really love TV shows and movies. None of that's interesting me. And I've lived on YouTube for a very long time. I mean, YouTube, I would say, is the greatest thing that I've been able to have, I guess you could say. My goodness, the amount of amazing things I've learned just going down rabbit holes on YouTube, lectures and videos about history, and even random videos that don't necessarily have an educational element to them. You just learn so much, and you hear and listen to so many interesting people around the world have interesting conversations, a la podcasts with so many interesting conversations and dialogues. In fact, I wonder if some of that spoiled reality for me when I go out and hear what kinds of dialogues are around me. And I don't mean to say this in an arrogant or condescending way, as if everyone's beneath me and their conversations are meaningless, but I just can't really feel connected to them. But I've sort of tapped out on a lot of these amazing conversations and videos, so now I'm in this sort of desperate situation where I'm just hoping that the algorithm pushes something new that's interesting, but it's kind of tapped out as well. The well is dried there too, and then I just realized, my goodness, how dependent I've been on these outlets to sustain my life outside of work. And I'm making this video mostly to kill some time, even though it only killed about 10 minutes. Uh, Dang, yeah, it was just 10 minutes, huh? So I guess I'll just go back inside and take like a Benadryl and hope it knocks me out and just get ready for work in the morning.